self-supported race, you've got to have everything ready and prepared before the race day. That means more than just shoes and hats. That means your fuel, your protein, the things you might not need but you want to have just in case, because you're not relying on an aid station. You're relying on what you have on yourself. So I typically bring more than I need, and that includes one of my favorite supplements of Spring Energy and some G1M, Go One More Sport from Bare Performance Nutrition. So Spring Energy is all natural foods, along with some electrolytes and along with some caffeine. Usually bringing enough to last you once an hour where you can grab a fuel and make sure that you again have more than enough, because you just don't know what you're gonna need. All right, race morning, super exciting. Having everything prepared, ready to go is so important. So I just have to get up, put on my clothes, grab my gear, grab all the stuff out of the fridge, and load it up. You want to leave as little to chance as possible. So having everything ready to go, I even put out a piece of paper and made a quick checklist just so I made sure not to leave anything behind. So the self-supported 50K is about to begin 6:20 in the morning, picking up my training buddy and neighbor, fortunately just literally a few houses down, that I've been picking up for over a year now for doing runs. Driving into his driveway right now to pick him up. We're gonna head to the gas station to get just a gallon of water, just as convenient as for a backup. And then we will be doing a self-supported trail 50K. Now we're still gonna be coming back to the car, I think a few times on the loops, but self-supported just means that there's no aid stations, there's no other water there. We've got to bring everything that we need with us for 50K, which is going to probably be around like 5 or 6 hours. So I'm going to message Patrick right now, let him know that I am here, and we're going to let the adventures begin. Should be a fun day. We're going to document the process, see how it goes. I think we got everything we need. We've actually done this one other time on this same trail, and it was for a race that got canceled. We were all trained and ready for a 50K, even had a pacer and crew member, one and the same, that was gonna be with us, but it got rained out. So we just decided to take a tent and do our own 50K on this trail, even through the mud. It was pretty wild. So that was a good experience. And I ran this yesterday, about 7, almost said 6 or 7. I think we did just about 7 miles yesterday with a buddy. And so back at it today. A 50K is 31.6 miles. And, you know, signed up to do possibly a 50 miler this month, and then a 50K next month, and then a 50 miler the month after that. And then we have a month break. And then me and Patrick here are going to be doing the 100 miler in Vermont, the Spartan Blood Route Ultra. So that's what we are training for. And training for a 100 miler, it's more about time on feet. So we're really trying to focus less on short speed runs and more on just longer distance runs, which makes sense, right? When you're going to be on your feet for 100 miles, you know, 24 to 34 plus hours. Doesn't really matter how fast you go. What matters is that your body is ready for the pounding of that many hours on your feet and on a trail, because running trail is much different than running road. So we're gonna try to get as much in as possible. With the beginning of the year, you know, we've got a few months to train. This is about the time last year we were preparing for Leadville Silver Rush, which is 50 miles in the mountains. And we definitely got our training in. Since we're here in Texas, everything is pretty flat. So we had to do lots of heat and hills. So we were training in the summer. Here in Texas, it was, 90 degrees plus. Luckily, we got lots of hills in the neighborhood. But we were trained up. We did great. So training is about to begin. All right, so it's just about to be 7 o'clock here. Me and Patrick are gonna hit our self-supported 50K. I think we've got everything on us we need.
So
It's a little bit dark, a little bit chilly, feels good. About to get started.
ready?
Let's do it. You put it on treadmill run, right?
Treadmill.
Why does it feel colder now? Mile 8. We just made it straight from the trail. We haven't done any loops yet, so we ran all the way from the trailhead, and honestly we have no idea. This is unknown territory from here on out.
Yeah, there's a house right there.
So we found a house in a neighborhood, and we're at a trail called Knob Hills, and North Shore Trail is all the way down there, but we don't know if it connects, so we're gonna find out after we take a quick snack. All right, so we made it on our first loop. We're back at the Jeep. We're what, 17? A little over 17 miles in. Beautiful morning. We kept a sub 10 pace. We'll see how we do on the second loop. Might be a tiny bit slower, but if we can get close to a 10 for a full 31.6 miles, I'll be happy. But this is all about time on feet, not about speed. How are you feeling, Patrick? Feeling all right? Yeah, I see you got a payday stashed in your side pocket, some little waffles. So we're gonna refill here and head back out. All right, we made it back to the Jeep. This time we just got 7 miles in. Feeling pretty good. And we are, how many miles in are we?
About a marathon, a little less than a marathon.
A little less than a marathon in.
25 miles.
So we've got a 10K left before we hit our 50K. And our goal, hopefully the next time we turn this camera on and talk to it, our goal is going to be a sub 10 50K.
Oh, we'll definitely have a sub 10.
Okay, so it's going to be...
Hopefully it's in the 930s.
Hopefully in the 930s, which I believe, we could be wrong, I think we're not though, is going to be our fastest 50K.
It will.
That we didn't set out to do on purpose, but we've just gotten better by being out there.
Yep.
So here we go, last loop. Yes. All right, well we finished our 50K and we timed it a little bit wrong. So we actually are having to walk a couple miles. You might think we're a little bit lazy, but we did decide to end our 50K right at 50K and not go like a few miles more.
Yeah.
But the good news is we both got our PR, which is our personal record for our time, which is pretty remarkable. We got Patrick got a 9:29, I got a 9:33 pace. Which we're very happy with, and we weren't even setting out to do it, so it was kind of a fun surprise that we just accidentally went pretty fast. And I think we attribute that to training, but also just this beautiful morning, cool crisp air, perfect weather, wonderful trail. And so we're enjoying a nice walk back to the Jeep. We were talking about when we did the Leadville 50 miler in Leadville, Colorado. Our house guest that graciously let us stay at his house with him and his wife had some amazing venison spaghetti waiting for us. And he said he hunted that, right?
He did, yeah. I think he shot the deer himself.
So we were saying how good that sounds right now.
So good.
And I told Patrick I have the second best thing, which is an Uncrustable in the back of the Jeep. Which it sounds crazy, but an Uncrustable, you bring them frozen, and they taste amazing during or after a run because you get protein, you get carb, you get sugar, and plus it's peanut butter jelly.
Yeah, right.
And it's strawberry peanut butter jelly, which I think is pretty darn good.
Alright, let's see if we can still walk.
Let's see if we can still walk. So turn the clicker off. This is the best place to go after a run. Some Chipotle. All right, so this right here is the best post trail run food. So I got double protein, Chipotle, some chips and guac, and of course, the Topo Chico. So that was it. That was our 50K. We learned a whole lot. One thing I learned was the nutrition that you bring, although you're not gonna use all of it. I think I used maybe like 12 or 15% of what I brought, but it was really nice knowing that I had it there in case I needed it. You don't really know how you're gonna be feeling. So even though you're supposed to eat every hour, consistently drink, I think having water is paramount. But you know, all of the additional fuel sources that we had, even though I didn't go through them all, it was reassuring and comforting knowing I had it there in case I needed it. There's some runs that I go on where I need to eat more, some where I need to eat less. But I think the whole thing of what I learned is, you know, good to have it on you just in case. And you never know if your running partner, buddy, or someone else that you meet on the trail might actually need some of it too. I've been on a couple Spartan long races where there's been people that I've had to give pickle juice to, had to give different things to because they needed something that they forgot to bring. So it's just nice to have that kind of good Samaritan mentality and bring a little bit more than you need. And if you are running something like a 50K or 100K or 100 miler, you know, it's for endurance. So don't worry about like trying to bring as little as you can. I've done a couple 50Ks where I've just had a handheld water bottle, but that was because there was lots of aid stations. So you know every few miles there's going to be a place that you can get water and you can get food. If you're doing something self-supported, it's always a good idea to bring more than you think that you are going to need to make sure that you can sustain yourself. So that's what we learned. I would love to hear if you have any tips for self-supported long runs, things that you do that maybe we didn't cover here. I would love to hear how you get through it and what your process looks like.